Right now, Fable 5 can finish migrations in a single day that your entire team estimated would take 2 months. This isn't just faster, it is state-of-the-art performance on nearly every AI benchmark we have tested so far. The government shut down access recently after researchers discovered you could prompt this model to flag critical software vulnerabilities inside jailbreaks. But the window has reopened, and there are only days left before pricing changes permanently alter your budget. We are talking about a shift where usage is included for 50% of weekly limits right now, yet starting August it will cost $10 per million input tokens alone. If you wait until that switch happens to tackle architecture reviews or security sweeps, the leverage vanishes instantly. Large migrations and durable plan documents require immediate attention while they still belong on your paid tier instead of consuming prepaid usage credits later. The clock is ticking because Fable 5 vanishes from standard plans and moves strictly to pay-per-use after July 12th, creating a hard deadline you cannot ignore. This isn't just a feature update, it's an economic shift that changes your cost structure immediately. Until around the 12th of July, this model sits on your paid plan, included for up to 50% of each weekly usage limit. After that date, access doesn't vanish entirely, but it shifts gears completely. You will be billed via prepaid credits at roughly $10 per million input words and $50 per million output words. That pricing structure means every token you generate carries a direct cost rather than being part of your existing subscription value. The financial leverage is highest right now while the model remains subsidized within your plan limits. Waiting past this window forces immediate budget reallocation for any serious migration or architecture review work. Large migrations, security sweeps, and durable plan documents are the only high leverage tasks worth burning these limited tokens on today. You need to act before July 8th hits because from then onward you pay standard API rates with a daily redemption limit of $2,000 per day. Do not let your most capable model become an expensive afterthought when it is still included for free in many contexts. The next section shows exactly how to weaponize this remaining window today. The most capable model Anthropic has ever released is about to vanish from your paid plans, and you cannot afford to ignore its performance ceiling today. Fable 5 does not just match existing leaders, it exceeds them on nearly every benchmark we have tested for AI capability. It achieves state-of-the-art results, especially when tackling longer documents or complex engineering tasks where other models struggle. Remember the story of Stripe? They handed this model a 50 million line code base and asked it to migrate their entire architecture in one single day. A full team had scoped that same project as taking 2 months. Yet Fable 5 finished it faster than anyone predicted. This is not theoretical, it is operational reality where software engineering tasks get done with exceptional precision while security sweeps catch issues that lower tier models completely miss. You are looking at a tool that draws down your usage tokens to do heavy architectural review work, far better than Opus can ever hope to match. But you must act now before July 7, because after that date, the model does not disappear. It simply moves behind a pay-per-use wall where access becomes restricted by credit limits and redemption caps. You are looking at a machine designed to solve hard problems, but you need to know why running it costs double what your current model charges. Fable 5 does not just work faster, it consumes usage tokens significantly quicker than Opus 4.8 for equivalent work. This isn't an efficiency gain in the traditional sense because the price tag reflects that higher consumption rate directly at 10 per million input words and 50 per million output words starting July 8th. Think of this as paying a premium fuel surcharge to access superior performance. When you run complex migrations or deep architecture reviews, every single word costs more than usual simply because Fable 5 processes them with such intensity. This pricing structure means the limited window before that switch is not merely about availability, it is an economic opportunity to lock in massive volume at a lower effective rate while your usage caps are still active for up to 50% of weekly limits. Once those credits vanish and pay-per-use kicks in, the math changes instantly against you. The real value here lies in executing these high-intensity tasks now, rather than paying double later for every single query. Stop burning credits on quick answers or casual chats. Those are easy wins you can get back later when access returns. Use your limited time tokens where they build actual value, not just temporary knowledge. The highest leverage users of these window tokens are large migrations, architecture reviews, security sweeps, and durable plan documents. Think about the Stripe example, a 50 million line migration that took their team 2 months got done in one day using Fable 5's raw capability. This is where you invest your budget before July 8th when pay-per-use rates kick in at $10 per million input tokens. Do not waste this on simple queries or short summaries. Instead, feed it complex system designs and have it stress test your infrastructure for hidden vulnerabilities before they become incidents. You are buying time to fix deep structural issues that would take weeks of manual work otherwise. Every token spent here buys you a stronger, safer foundation for the rest of your product lifecycle. This is how you turn fleeting access into permanent competitive advantage. But before you rush in, there's a critical risk you must understand today. Anthropic mandates a 30-day data retention policy specifically for Fable 5. This means every prompt and output it processes gets stored permanently on their servers. Here is the hard truth: there is no enterprise zero retention option available to anyone using this model right now. You cannot opt out of this storage requirement, even if you're running a massive security sweep or handling sensitive architectural reviews within your internal code base. This creates a potential compliance nightmare for regulated industries that need strict data hygiene immediately after processing. If you process proprietary trade secrets today, they exist in Anthropic's logs tomorrow. Some sources describe this mandatory retention as the single biggest adoption risk currently facing businesses looking to deploy Fable 5 at scale without legal vetting. You are effectively trusting a third party with your intellectual property on a short-term loan that might not be honored when you need it most for litigation or audit purposes. The cost of getting those 30 days out of your head is far too high if the alternative involves giving up control over sensitive data entirely. Let's look at how this retention issue impacts specific engineering benchmarks next. Stop treating Fable 5 like free real estate just because you have a few days left. The speed and accuracy trade-off is brutal on your budget, but it is also where your money talks loudest right now. Internal testing from ML6 proves that while this model uncovers release blocking issues Opus 48 completely misses, doing so comes with a heavy price tag. You are looking at roughly 3 times the time and 3.4 times the cost for every single complex task you run through it. That is not just an upgrade, it is a strategic calculation that demands immediate attention to your token limits. Do not waste these remaining credits on simple queries where cheaper models will suffice. Reserve this firepower strictly for high-stakes migrations, architecture reviews, and security sweeps where missing a critical bug could cost you far more than the API fee suggests. The window closes in 2 days, so stop testing if it works and start executing what matters most before the price spike hits on July 8th. Stop treating Fable 5 like a fleeting demo. Treat it as your final free access engine before the price hike hits July 8th. Your execution plan needs 3 distinct phases starting now. Phase 1 is bulk migration offload. Take those massive code bases and move them while costs are low. Stripe proved this works. They migrated 50 million lines of code in a single day using Fable 5 when teams estimated 2 months would be needed. Do not wait for the deadline to hit your inbox, move it now. Phase 2 is generating durable documentation. Use the window tokens to write architecture reviews and security sweep reports that will outlast this pricing shift. These documents are high leverage because they become permanent assets once you stop paying premium rates for them. Finally, Phase 3 is a deep audit before costs double. Run your tools through Fable 5 today, while it still has access to full capabilities without extra friction. You cannot afford to rush these complex tasks later when every million words becomes expensive. Capture the value now or lose ground forever on pricing changes. Locking in value now means securing a state-of-the-art agent directly into your own infrastructure before market prices double. This is about owning the capability, not just renting it while the window remains open through July 7. You get access to Fable 5's superior coding benchmarks and migration speed without waiting for future pricing tiers. Think of this as building a permanent asset rather than chasing a fleeting feature flag. The cost structure shifts dramatically on July 8 when usage moves entirely to prepaid credits at $10 per million input tokens and $50 out. At that point, the value you capture today becomes cheaper by comparison because you own the execution logic forever. This strategy protects your engineering team from dependency fatigue while they tackle large migrations or security sweeps using the highest leverage actions available right now. You are essentially buying time to train your systems on a model that currently crushes everything else in terms of complex task resolution. The moment passes, and access becomes purely transactional under new financial rules. You have 10 days left before Fable 5 shifts from included access to strict pay-per-use rates on July 8th. But those remaining credits are not just tokens, they are fuel for massive migrations, security sweeps, and architecture reviews that Opus 4.8 simply cannot handle at this price point. You can already see the payoff: higher success rates on complex coding tasks, and a 3 times faster learning curve in long-form memory tests without paying enterprise premiums yet. This series is your blueprint to maximize value before the window closes permanently. Subscribe now or follow along so you never miss another update as we build out every critical use case step by step.